A pro-Palestinian protest turns deadly after an elderly Jewish man was hit over the head with a megaphone by a Palestinian protester. It happened yesterday in Westlake Village at Westlake and Thousand Oaks Boulevard. Police say after the man was hit with that megaphone, he fell to the ground and hit his head. He later died at the hospital from that fall. The Ventura County Sheriff's Department arrived at the scene, began interviewing eyewitnesses. However, as of now, no arrests have been made in connection with that assault.
Late today, a statement from the Jewish Federation of Greater Los Angeles says, in part, violence against our people has no place in civilized society. We demand safety. We will not tolerate violence against our community. We will do everything in our power to prevent it.
I want to start by saying all praise, honor, and glory goes to Yahweh, Ba'ashim Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashim Hakwadash, double honor to the apostles, bishops, and elders of Great Millstone, and salutations to the occupant pushing this word, and also sincerity and honesty, the whole full elect Shalom. My name is Cora Allah, out of the New York camp, and basically what we have here is a 69-year-old so-called Jewish who died in altercation during a protest, but you had the pro-Palestine protesting on one side or rallying on one side, and then you had the pro-Israel rallying on the other side. And one of the pro-Israel people died. All right, got hit in the head. He fell and he died. He's in the spirit world. Now that's good because that's prophetic. You know, that's judgment, right? That's one. At this rate, what's going to happen is you're going to see prophecies, which this is all prophecies, uproars of the people. But now, as I'm going to get it in the Apocrypha, it speaks about one people standing up against another. So this is 2nd Ezra 15, and I'll start at 14. It says, woe to the world and them that dwell therein. Woe meaning mourning and death and destruction. For the sword and their destruction draweth nigh, and one people shall stand up to fight against another. The sword and your destruction draweth nigh, you know, because at the end of this whole thing, when it's all said and done, a lot of these nations, these heathens, are going to be destroyed for what they've done to the nation of Israel, these so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. It says, and one people shall stand up to fight against another, and swords in their hands. And this is going to straight up race wars. Okay, now this whole Palestine-Israel thing is going to lead to race wars all across the globe. And especially here in America, there's going to be more of these things going on because a lot of these heathens share the same neighborhood anyways. All right, so to keep this up, it's going to get real bad. Verse 16, for there shall be sedition among men and invading one another. Right, sedition among men, meaning no one's going to listen to the government, to the authorities, the police, right? Because there's going to be so much hatred and so much rage. So what's going to happen is martial law is going to have to be implemented. For there shall be sedition among men and invading one another. They shall not regard their kings nor princes, and the course of their actions shall stand in their power. So they're going to do whatever the hell they want to do. And what's going to make this thing even worse is when a famine comes, right? When there's a draft, when the war is official. Well, which war is official, right? But now you have to see when they're going to call the draft and, you know, and it gets serious. Ultimately, nuclear. A man shall desire to go into a city and should not be able. Right? Now that's martial law. That's checkpoints. That's curfews. You know, And this is all in the scriptures. It's all prophecies that have to come to pass, and we're living in the time of prophecies. At this point, these prophecies are coming back to back like a chain reaction. Verse 18, for because of their pride, the cities shall be troubled, the houses shall be destroyed, and men shall be afraid. So now you have Palestine and those so-called Israelis over there fighting for the land of Israel. But the thing is, it's not their land. All right? See? For because of their pride, the cities shall be troubled. Now, ultimately, America's going to be destroyed by nuclear missiles. You know, Israel's going to be destroyed also. But it says, for because of their pride, you know, these nations put us on the bottom, put us in slavery. Last hired, first fired. No authority, no power. Okay. But here it is. We are the Lord's chosen people. It says, for because of their pride, the city shall be troubled. Okay. How you fighting for a land that's not even yours? That's proud. That's pride. The houses shall be destroyed, and men shall be afraid. You know? And these people are afraid. Because now they're talking about nuclear bombs. Now they're talking about death and destruction, and mass death and destruction. Okay? A man shall have no pity upon his neighbor, but shall destroy their houses with the sword, and spoil their goods because of the lack of bread, and for great tribulations. So it's going to be great tribulations. Lack of bread, yes, there's going to be a famine. Okay? But there's going to be more great tribulations. There's going to be pestilence. All right? Earthquakes, natural disasters. Zechariah 2, and I'll go straight to the point. Zechariah 2 and 8. It says, for thus saith the Lord, Yahweh of hosts, after the glory has he sent me unto the nations, which spoil you. All right. For he has touched you, for he that touched you touched the apple of his eye. The apple of his eye. Let's see this in the NLT. Zechariah 2 and 8. After a period of glory, the Lord of heaven's armies sent me against the nations who plundered you. For he said, anyone who harms you harms my most precious possession. Okay? And the most precious possession is Israel. You so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, we are the apple of the Lord's eye. And we have been done wrong by these nations. And now this is the judgment coming upon them in these last days. This is Luke 12 and 49. I am come to send fire on earth. And what will I if it be already kindled? The fire that's going to be set upon this place ultimately is those nuclear missiles, along with those chariots, what people call UFOs. All right, those chariots are going to be very active in those last days, shooting lasers and fires upon people. I'm come to send fire on earth. America's going to be destroyed by way of thermonuclear missiles. All right. And what will lie if it be already kindled? So this is what we're looking at. We're looking at this place already on fire. Okay. The lack of bread. The lack of employment. All right. It's really hard right now. And it's only getting worse. The draft is coming. Race wars are coming. Class wars. All right. And these things have to happen, man. What we watching in the news is straight up prophecies. People crying for Israel and Hamas or Palestine, but guess what? All that is coming over here. All right, because now they're talking about bombing or creating bombs that's strong enough to destroy New York and surrounding places for miles and miles away. This is the last scripture, and I ended on this. Matthew 24, verse 6. And ye shall hear of wars and rumors of wars. See that ye be not troubled. This is what we're hearing. All right, wars and rumors of wars. Okay. And it's only getting worse. See that ye be not troubled. Because this is what we've been preparing ourselves for mentally and spiritually over anything. All right. This is why we put our faith in Yahweh, Yahweh Shai for these times. All right. You're going to have our people 2/3 that's going to lose their mind. You know, it's going to lose all hope. All right. But here it is. The ones that's been enduring, you know, holding fast. This is for us. It says, Lord will, I'm part of that number. It says, see that ye be not troubled, for all these things must come to pass, but the end is not yet. So we have the understanding that these things have to happen. Before things get better, it has to get worse. You know. It says, for nation shall rise against nation, and kingdom against kingdom, and there shall be famines and pestilence and earthquakes in diverse places. All these are the beginning of sorrows. So this is what's going to happen. You know, the Lord could have it to where a war might break out between nations, and in the midst of the war, there's an earthquake. All right. Or a strong storm, making things worse. Things are going to amplify. Things are going to get worse. It's going to pick up. It's going to be race wars, class wars. It's going to be famines. It's going to be drafts. It's going to be martial law. I want to say all praise, honor, and glory goes to Yahweh, Bashim, Yahweh Shai, Bashim Hakwadash. Double honor to the apostles, bishops, elders, millstone, and salutations to I can push in this word. You know, it's a decision, honestly, the whole full elect. Shalom.